Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. Welcome to our new newspaper channel where you can watch and read all the compiled newspapers reports of worldwide to save your time. Before rundown, it's our request those who have not subscribed our channel may please be subscribed and click the bell icon button as we may easily spread ahead our voice. Thanks. Courtroom drama for Trump today isn't the first time the former president has faced critical moments in courtrooms hundreds of miles apart. Tense protests over Israel-Hamas war rock U.S. college campuses. The flight attendant who became CEO hopes more women will make it to the top. Australia is taking on arrogant billionaire Elon Musk over violent images on X. TikTok ban in U.S. would be a huge. Here's why. They live in the Las Vegas of Asia, but they never set foot in casinos selling weapons, like vacuum cleaners. Photographers look at the bizarre world of global arms fairs. A London pub featured in a Taylor Swift song. What happened next was unexpected. Pilot proposes to his flight attendant girlfriend in front of delighted passengers. See video of Mona Lisa rapping created by Microsoft's new AI model. Sex and marriage patterns in an ancient empire revealed by DNA. Calm down. Emma Stone is not upset about Jimmy Kimmel's Poor Things Oscars joke. Her fiancé has been in prison for 49 years. She's trying to free him before it's too late. Lovely girl, send anywhere. Princess Diana's first ever job contract up for auction. Remains of mother and daughter found after murderer's deathbed confession. Klimt portrait missing for nearly a century sold for $32 million. NASA mission will install 4G on the moon. 2 horses on the loose bolt through the streets of London near Aldwych. Octopus multiplying. See how parents got more than they bargained for after gifting son an octopus. Searching for missing loved ones in Gaza's mass graves in this war. It is a huge challenge to find out how people whose bodies were exhumed at Nasser Hospital died. U.S. secretly gives Ukraine long-range missiles. Missiles delivered this month have been used to strike Russian targets in Crimea, U.S. media say. House Speaker heckled by protesters in campus visit. While the Speaker visited Colombia, police confronted pro-Palestinian protesters at campuses in Texas and California. U.S. jails Chinese man who threatened student activist. He threatened to chop off the hands of a Chinese student who put up pro-democracy flyers on campus. Meta shares sink after it reveals spending plans. The firm said expenses would be higher this year as it spends heavily on artificial intelligence. Blinken tackles a tough China visit. Will it help? Blinken's trip is a sign of improved U.S.-China ties, but it's a relationship that still crackles with tension. There's no need to shower every day. Here's why. Some experts believe that everyday showering is based more on a social contract than actual need. The scavengers stalking the world's cities from ibis to hyenas. A surprising variety of scavengers have been drawn to urban life. Here's how they're thriving in cities across the globe. Calls grow for investigation of mass graves in Gaza. U.S. gives Israel $26 billion. We need you. Solomon Islands support for U.S. agencies return revealed. U.S. secretly sent long-range ATACMS weapons to Ukraine. China gravely concerned over EU raids on security equipment company. I'm an open target. Activists in the Philippines branded terrorists. Are settler politics running unchecked in Israel? In Ukraine. Low hopes for the liberation of lands occupied by Russia. India election 2024 phase 2. Who votes and what's at stake? Colombia extends deadline to end Gaza war protest by 48 hours. All to know. Uncovering of mass graves in Gaza. What you need to know. I want to make up for mistakes. The Russian PALs fighting for Ukraine. Ex-Russian troops have been recruited to fight for anti-Kremlin militias that say they are aiding Ukraine's war effort. Sudan war could lead to more ethnic killings in volatile Darfur region. Tightrope. Jordan's balancing act between Iran and Israel. Israel gave no evidence. UNRWA staff linked to terrorism. Kelowna report. Blinken tours China to promote some ties, while the U.S. severs others. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's trip comes as tensions over economic ties are running high, threatening to disrupt a fragile cooperation. These are the issues testing the U.S.-China thaw. Lindsay Morris for the New York Times. The best fish is also the most local. Why is it so hard to find? Seafood caught in nearby waters has long been left out of the farm-to-table movement. But these people have set out to get it into stores and restaurants. Arizona charges Giuliani and other Trump allies in election interference case Rudy Giuliani. Mark Meadows and Boris Epshteyn were indicted for their efforts to keep Donald Trump in power despite his election loss in 2020. There are, from Donald Trump's perspective, at least 2 attractive ways to lose his immunity case at the Supreme Court. 5 directors discuss what they love about Nicole Kidman. The Crookie, a turbocharged croissant, has delighted and disturbed Paris. Biden says weapons will flow to Ukraine within hours as he signs aid bill. The $95.3 billion measure includes aid for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Gridlock had put the centerpiece of President Biden's foreign policy in jeopardy. See a photographic chronicle of the third year of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. A dangerous game is underway in Asia. The ghost of the 1968 anti-war movement has returned. The Venice Biennale and the art of turning backward. Every art institution now speaks of progress, justice, transformation, our critic says. What if all those words hide a more old-fashioned aim? Campus protests over Gaza intensify amid pushback by universities and police. There were more than 120 new arrests as universities moved to prevent pro-Palestinian encampments from taking hold as they have at Columbia University. During a chaotic day, Columbia University's president fights for her job. Mehmet Shafiq met privately with faculty members who could soon decide to admonish her. Columbia's board, though, made its support clear. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel said that protests at U.S. universities were horrific and should be stopped. Donald Trump called the largely peaceful campus protests worse than the violent 2017 white supremacist rally in Charlottesville. Exclusive. China harbors ship tied to North Korea-Russia arms transfers. Satellite images show the Angara docked at Zhoushan Shinya shipyard in Zhejiang. Planet Labs PBC handout. China is providing moorage for a U.S.-sanctioned Russian cargo ship implicated in North Korean arms transfers to Russia, according to satellite images obtained by Reuters. As U.S. concerns grow over Beijing's support for Moscow's war in Ukraine, China's BYD seeks to redefine luxury for the EV generation in China. Blinken urges fair treatment of American companies. India sieves online deluge to stamp out disinformation in world's biggest election. Australian police charge 5 teenagers and Sydney clerics stabbing. Israel says it is poised to move on Rafah. Hamas issues video showing Israeli-American hostage Goldberg. Poland Passover protest in Brooklyn harkens back to 1969 Freedom Seder. Iran sentences rapper Tumij Salehi to death over 2022-23 unrest. LG Display returns to quarterly loss on drop in off-season demand. Anglo-American receives BHP buyout proposal could reshape copper market. Deutsche Bank Q1 profit jumps 10% as investment bank outperforms morning bid. Gearing up for the tech roller coaster ride. Apple loses top spot in China market with shipments down 6.6% in Q1. Data shows McKinsey faces U.S. criminal probe over opioids work. Sources say Nestle misses sales estimates after hiking prices across the board. Stocks hit by tech slide. Yen flails at intervention zone.